You worked for 30 years. You saved. You paid into Social Security. You planned for this. And now you are sitting down to look at the Florida retirement you have been dreaming about, and the numbers do not work. The home in Sarasota that you were told was the right move is running $400,000 with an insurance bill of $6,000 a year. The condo in Naples that looked perfect online carries an HOA fee of $800 a month that just went up because the building needs a new roof. The neighborhood in Tampa that your friend retired to in 2018 has a property tax bill that has jumped 60% in 5 years. And the number that you saved, the number you thought was enough, is starting to look like it might not be. You are not alone. According to a study by HireAHelper published in 2025 and reported by AARP, in 2025, almost as many Americans aged 65 and older moved out of Florida as moved in. The net gain for the entire state was just 815 people. For context, in 2022, Florida was adding 314,000 net new residents per year. The Florida retirement dream has not disappeared, but it is now out of reach for a specific group of retirees. And that group is the one the industry never targets with its marketing. It is the people on fixed incomes. My name is David Cole. I am the editor-in-chief of Housing Intel. This channel exists because the real estate industry has a financial interest in telling you things are fine. We do not. Subscribe now and join the people who are making decisions based on data, not on spin. Let us get into what the numbers actually show. The first number that the retirement industry does not want you to focus on is the ratio of housing costs to fixed income. Florida's appeal has always been built on a combination of factors: no state income tax, no tax on Social Security income, warm weather, and historically affordable housing. 3 of those 4 factors still apply. The 4th has become a myth in large parts of the state. Over the 10 years ending in 2024, Florida housing costs jumped 132%, the second largest spike of any state in the country, according to Construction Coverage Research. A $250,000 home that was achievable in 2014 is now a $530,000 home in St. Johns County, a $400,000 home in Tampa, a $417,000 home at the statewide median. That is not retirement math. That is wealth transfer math, where the people who already own the properties collect the appreciation and the people arriving are priced out. A Florida Atlantic University poll conducted in November 2025 found that nearly half of Floridians had considered leaving the state because of the cost of living. 90% said they were concerned about inflation. 80% cited housing specifically. Here is what the retirement industry is not showing you in its glossy brochures. There is a version of Florida retirement that still works on a fixed income. It does not look like Naples. It does not look like Sarasota. It does not look like any of the markets that make the top 10 lists on the websites selling real estate in this state. It looks like 6 specific counties in North Central and North Florida that the migration data shows retirees are quietly discovering, where median home prices are still below the national average, where homeowners insurance runs at roughly half the statewide rate, and where the cost of living index runs 10 to 15% below the national average. The first county is Marion County, home to Ocala. The Redfin median for Marion County in early 2026 is approximately $275,000. According to local market data from the Ocala-Marion County Association of Realtors, the median was $285,000 in late 2025, with 5.1 months of supply, meaning a balanced market where buyers have time and leverage. Ocala's overall cost of living runs 12% below the national average, according to Redfin data. The insurance advantage is significant. Marion County homeowners typically pay between $1,800 and $2,500 per year, compared to $4,000 to $6,000 or more for coastal Florida properties. That is a real difference of between $1,500 and $3,500 every year, for the life of your ownership. For a retiree on a fixed income, That is not a small number. Marion County also contains Stone Creek, a Del Webb active adult community that has consistently ranked among the most affordable, larger-scale 55-plus communities in north-central Florida, with homes starting well below the regional coastal median. The World Equestrian Center, which opened in 2021, has added an international-caliber amenity base to a county that previously had little pull for out-of-state buyers. Migration data from Redfin shows that Miami homebuyers were searching Ocala more than any other origin metro, followed by Orlando and New York. The second county is Citrus County, home to Crystal River and the Nature Coast. The market data for June 2025 showed a median sale price of $291,000, down 2.3% year-over-year. Active inventory had climbed to 1,899 listings, a 41.7% increase, giving buyers substantial negotiating leverage. With 6.6 months of supply, Citrus County is one of the most buyer-friendly markets in the entire region. The Nature Coast Springs, the kayaking, the manatee habitat in Kings Bay, and the access to both the Gulf Coast and inland rivers represent a lifestyle that costs more than twice as much in markets like Fort Myers or Naples. Insurance costs in Citrus County reflect the inland location and relatively lower hurricane exposure, running in the $2,200 to $3,100 range annually. The Villages of Citrus Hills, one of the most recognized 55-plus communities in north-central Florida, offers a full resort amenity package at price points that have historically remained accessible for buyers who were priced out of the villages in Sumter County. Before we continue to the other 4 counties, leave a comment below. Are you a retiree currently evaluating Florida, or are you already in one of these markets and watching the affordability data shift? Tell us your situation. Your input shapes what we cover next, and if you know someone making a retirement housing decision right now, share this video with them. This is the data they need before they sign anything. The third county is Alachua County, home to Gainesville, the University of Florida, and Shands Hospital, which is one of the top academic medical centers in the Southeast. For retirees evaluating Florida specifically on healthcare access, this is the variable that most affordability analyses ignore entirely. A median home price around $275,000 in Gainesville, combined with access to a nationally ranked hospital system and the University of Florida Institute on Aging, creates a retirement value proposition that no coastal county in the state can match at that price point. Seniors 60 and older can enroll in University of Florida courses at no cost on a space-available basis. Healthcare, culture, and affordability in the same zip code is not a combination that exists anywhere along the coast. Kiplinger's retirement analysis specifically cited Gainesville as a recommended retirement destination for this combination of factors. The fourth county is Hernando County, home to Spring Hill. This market sits in what is sometimes called the Nature Coast Transition Zone, north of Tampa, but still within reasonable proximity to Tampa's full medical and commercial infrastructure. The median home price in the county runs around $280,000. The density is lower than the Pasco County markets directly to the south that have absorbed significant Tampa area overflow migration, and the county has been adding healthcare infrastructure, making it increasingly viable as a retirement market for buyers who want affordable housing without being fully rural. The US 19 corridor carries more traffic than many retirees would prefer, but the inland neighborhoods away from the commercial strip offer the low-density lifestyle that the audience for this channel has been describing in the comment section of every Florida video for the past year. The fifth county is Putnam County, which sits between Jacksonville, Gainesville, and St. Augustine and carries the lowest affordability pressure of any county in the Northeast Florida region. The Northeast Florida Association of Realtors reported a Putnam County median price of $235,000 in November 2025, with a home affordability index of 116, which means the median household in Putnam can actually afford the median home, unlike every coastal county in the same region. By February 2026, the median had moved to $270,000, but remained the most affordable in the 6-county NEFAR tracking area. The St. Johns River runs through Putnam, providing the outdoor access and natural scenery that retirees moving out of congested South Florida are actively seeking. The trade-off is a thinner market with longer days on market, running 67 days in late 2025, and a more limited commercial amenity base than the more populated counties. The 6th county is Columbia County, home to Lake City. The median sale price cited in the NEFAR dataset for Baker County, which borders Columbia, was $244,000. Columbia County's pricing runs similarly. Lake City sits at the intersection of Interstate 10 and Interstate 75, which is one of the most strategic highway junctions in North Florida. The ability to reach Jacksonville in under an hour, Gainesville in under 45 minutes, and the Florida Panhandle in a few hours creates accessibility that purely rural North Florida counties lack. Insurance costs here reflect the inland location, with premiums tracking in the range of the Marion County data between $1,800 and $2,500 annually. The trade-off is the most limited commercial and medical amenity base of the 6 counties in this analysis. Here is the complete picture. The retirement option for a fixed-income retiree in Florida in 2026 is not the one being marketed on television. It is not Sarasota. It is not Naples. It is not the beachfront communities that charge $4,000 a year for insurance on a $300,000 house and 4 times that on a coastal property at twice the price. The option that the data actually supports is a tier of North Central and North Florida counties where the median is below $290,000, where insurance runs at roughly half the statewide rate, where the cost of living index runs below the national average, and where the migration data shows that price-sensitive buyers are already arriving from Miami, Orlando, and New York. The window in these markets is not infinite. Marion County is already seeing inbound search traffic from the state's most expensive metros. Citrus County's inventory spike is being absorbed. Alachua, Hernando, Putnam, and Columbia are behind Marion in that cycle, not ahead of it. The industry that is selling Florida retirement is selling the version that works for people with significant liquid assets. This report covers the version that works for the people the industry is not talking to. The data says both versions still exist inside this state. The question is how long the second version stays accessible before the migration pressure that already consumed South Florida moves far enough inland to close that window permanently. Housing Intel publishes 3 reports every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The next report drops in 48 hours. It covers data that most analysts are still ignoring. If you are not subscribed to Housing Intel, you will miss it. Hit subscribe now. Turn on notifications. This market does not wait for anyone, and neither do we. See you next time.